Hello friends, Tanya here with another video, and this time we are featuring the Altenew Stencils and Dies Strong Oak. I was really loving this stencil. I actually subscribe to all the Altenew monthly clubs because why wouldn't I? This is a beautiful layering stencil set, and I fell in love with it. And someone had done a multicolor tree. It might have been Mindy Egan. I'm not positive. And I just had to, as soon as I got this, make a rainbow tree. So I am using 3 colors of distress inks here. We've got Squeeze Lemonade, Saltwater Taffy, and Salvage Patina, and I'm just going to use these 3 colors. And in my typical fashion, when I'm doing a rainbow blend, I start with the yellow in the middle, and I'm being very careful to hold the masks for the tree trunk down while I'm ink blending. I happen to have these ink blending brushes. These are pretty well seasoned. I've had these for a few years, and I'm just laying this color down. I want it to cover the paper, but I don't want to make it super dark because I need to be able to add layers to it and make it darker with each layer. There are 3 layers for the leaves on the tree and 3 layers for the trunk. Now the trunk, I'm going to use different, of course, different colors. And we're blending the pink and the yellow here to create a 3rd color, the orange. And then we're going to use the Salvage Patina here, the cyan color, and the yellow. So we'll have a yellow, a green, and a blue. This is the easy way when you have limited inks, or if you just don't want to pull out all of your ink pads, to create a rainbow blend. The next layer, we're going to put this down. Now I have a half sheet of cardstock here, so it's 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and the stencils are 6 by 6, so there's not a whole lot of overlap to stick to your Altenew sticky mat. So I do have to hold it in place a little bit with my fingers also, and ultimately I think I add some tape because it started shifting too much. Now I'm not worried about color getting on the outside of the mask or of the stencil because I'm going to use a die to die cut this image. There is a quart add-on die set to cut this tree and with several sentiments, and we're going to use a couple of those sentiments on this card. I actually made a card without filming it, and I had no intention of filming it, and then when I finished I was like, why not? This is a really fun stencil set, and I'm using it in a non-traditional way, and I've been meaning to use other products more often, not Spellbinder stuff, more often since I do have them. And I had just created that card for this pure joy of it. I thought, why not share it with you all? So I'm just each layer, I'm just adding more of the same color, starting with the yellow and then moving to the pink and the red, sorry, the pink and the blue to create our layered tree leaves image. One more time, and I think if I'd used Distress Oxides, this would have worked maybe a little faster because, of course, they do blend faster, but I wanted to use the Distress inks for their vibrancy. Yep, see, it's shifting again. When I get to the tree trunk, I do think I start using the tape because that is really delicate, and I needed my other hand to help hold the pieces of the tree trunk in place while I was ink blending so I don't distort the stencil image. The stencil pieces, they are delicate, and you don't want to break your stencil. Look at that. I think that just makes me happy to look at. Makes me so happy. There is also a 3rd section where you can put grass around the base. Now we're using 3 different ink cubes of Distress inks here. I have all of the Distress inks in the mini ink cubes, and I just have a few of the colors in the full-size pad. That's okay when you're ink blending, especially small areas. That's not a big deal. I've got one of the Altenew mini ink blending brushes here, And we're starting with brushed corduroy. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly smooth blend. This is an organic thing. Next, we're going to use gathered twigs on our second layer. Now, there are some really delicate pieces on this second layer. So I'm holding that with my fingertip to make sure it doesn't shift around while we're ink blending. Yep, see, it wants to move. Do I make it through the entire thing without using tape? That would be a shocker. Oh, nope, here comes the tape. And again, I have pieces of tape stuck to the mirror because this is a China hutch that I've made into a standing workstation. And I just tack that tape to the mirror. And when I'm ready to use it, I just have to reach up and hopefully not hit my camera stand to grab a piece of tape. Next, we've got walnut stain, which is the darkest of the three browns that I'm going to use. Now, the first version I used, I think it was Lost Shadow and Hickory Smoke, maybe, were the colors that I used, or pumice stone. So it had a warm brown tone to it, and I really like the brown better. They're both interesting. The Lost Shadow created a whole lot more drama in the trunk, in the tree bark, but the browns look so nice with that rainbow. Now, the inside of the card, I'm just going to use the least detailed stencil of both the tree leaves and the tree trunk. Again, going to use the tape for sure because I do care if the ink gets beyond the edges of the stencil on the inside of the card. Using the same colors, just going to go back with a light, very light covering of this ink. There's a whole lot of ink blending in this video, but that is the chief feature of the products that I'm using today, these gorgeous layering stencils. Stenciling is so satisfying. It's not like you have to do a lot of precision work, and you get this gorgeous image. And you have so many ways you can use the different stencils. You can use pastes, you can use ink, you can add a pattern in addition to the stenciling. Stencils are a low-cost, high-impact crafting tool. I really love them. We've got our rainbow tree on the inside, at least the leaves. Just going back for a little more green in that mix. We'll peel off our tape, and we did manage to avoid getting ink where we don't want it. And now we'll add the least detailed portion of the tree trunk, and I'll just get that lined up. And now, since I am not covering the entire cardstock with this, I do have enough stencil to grip to the sticky mat. Just going to add the whatever brown is left on my brush here, and that completes the tree on the inside of the card. Next, we're going to use some sentiments from the Peruvian Lily Build-A-Garden set. I think this was from the February collection. And the Stamp Wheel 2.0, because this is a 5x7 card base. It wouldn't fit in the regular stamp wheel. And I love that that sidebar comes off so that you have an open-sided stamping alignment tool. I add those sentiments where I want them. I'm going to use some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink here for my sentiment. I could have used one of the VersaFine Clairs in brown, but I wanted the nice big contrast between my image and the sentiments. This one is, I used 2 of those sentiments. I'm trying to open it so I can look at it. Everyone deserves a little extra love, always, or sorry, thinking of you always, is what it says on the inside. Look at that. I love how crisp that stamps. Now we're going to die cut our tree for the front of the card. I wanted to give that a little bit of time to dry because I did do a lot of layering with all of that ink blending of the layers of stencil. Just going to line that up carefully, hold that down with some low tack tape, and then we're going to take a couple of the pieces of, or the couple of dies to create the sentiment. I did add, or sorry, die cut an extra layer of cardstock to go behind each of these elements, at least one. I think I did two for behind the shadow element of that sentiment. I'm unclogging my glue. I just have a piece of upcycled foam here that I keep a bunch of pins stuck in for just that reason. And you're getting a little sneak peek of products that are coming next month? In May or June? I think it's in June. Yeah, that I didn't need packaging for, that I printed it before it arrived. Oops. That's going on the back of our tree. Then this is the sentiment that I chose. This says sending love. And I used some pearlized cardstock from my stash. Honestly, I don't know where the person I got it from purchased it. It is leftover from some wedding favors that I made, probably 15 years ago. A long time ago. God, I cannot believe it's been that long. Wow. Yeah, because I was still working that was 2 hospitals ago. That was a long time ago. Anyway, it's in my stash. I'm going to use it. It's this beautiful old gold kind of bronzy color, and works perfect with this. Next, I'm going to use one of the gorgeous Simon Hurley 3D embossing folders. This one is called Bark. I trimmed down this piece of cardstock to about 4.5 by 6.5 inches. We're going to use some pearl luster gilding polish to add a little more definition to this bark background. I thought it was a perfect backdrop for this tree. It is, I love it. I mean, if I have the opportunity to use it, I'm going to use it. I love that embossing folder. I did clean off some of the gilding polish off the rim of that because it was getting hard for me to open. It was like it sealed itself shut with the gilding polish. I added an extra layer of cardstock scraps behind this panel, and we'll adhere that to the front of the card, just like so, making sure my margins around the edges are all the same, using my Misty. Actually, I think I have two Misties stacked together here for extra weight to hold that down while the glue is drying. I used a heavyweight block to put on top of these elements while they dried also. We'll tack that centered roughly on the front of this card. There is a little tiny bit that is above and below, or sorry, extends above and below. And now there are several great places to put this sentiment. I decided to let it overlap a little bit to the left. And then we're going to use some sequins. These are from Spellbinders. This happens to be the Aura opalescent sequins, and I am having a heck of a time getting my finger between these layers. So use my tools. I use my reverse tweezers to get between those layers so I could actually get a hold of each layer to pull those apart. We'll add the sequins with some precision glue from Bearly Arts and the fine tip glue bottle from Spellbinders. I think you can get those pretty much anywhere. And we'll add some sequins to the inside of the card because, you know me, I got to be extra. And I do like adding sequins to the inside of the card. I think it should be just as pretty on the inside as the outside. And when you have a 5x7 card, you have plenty of real estate to write your own personal message on the inside. Just quick little dabs of glue and those sequins are all in place. Just going to use my little triangle tray to get those right back into the baggie. There is our card. I really love how that turned out. This was my first version. It's a little more muted than this one, and it says, "You are strong. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. I'm here for you." I think these are great encouragement cards. and I really had fun. Clearly, if I wasn't going to even film it for you all, I was just playing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and leave me a comment below. Let me know if you'd like to see more content from lots of different companies. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy, and don't forget to check that description box below for any of the product that I used today. Bye-bye.